of Not Hollow Hardcore. It's the Forever World. So, I did a little bit of stuff all off camera. Basically, we realized that this spot was an untenable location. It's a lot of fucking swords. Okay. We realized this was an untenable location for me to place this farm. So, I went a little bit further away, and I built this farm, which still gets zombie piglins, provided you have enough pumpkins in the dispenser. And then I made the mistake of building this a little bit too close. So what happens is, even when we're here, that farm is, a little bit of that farm is still active. Fortunately, oh no, the piglins can see me. Oh wow. Holy shit, that is a long detection rate. Okay. Don't underestimate piglins and their crazy good detection rate. So, I basically created a farm where the piglins that were interested. Hello, Blue Dog. Welcome. Oh, hello, Blood Dog. Welcome to the stream. So basically, yeah. Oh, right. They transmit the anger through the piglin line. Okay. So basically, we ran this farm for like less than an hour. Okay, well, we ran the farm for like 40 minutes. And it actually got us enough piglins for me to fill 24 into the top level of the bartering farm. So, since I don't foresee myself needing piglins in the future, what with me having 24, I don't think I need another one anytime soon. So, I'm just gonna kill these guys. We're gonna clear this out, and we're gonna pick up all the rails, because rails are pretty useful, farming-wise, and also because, fuck it, I may use them in future. And they're not really doing me any good just sitting here doing nothing. Except for the fact that I have no inventory space. My inventory is half filled with these useless swords. I mean, if I was really being frugal, I could smelt a bunch of them into bits, but honestly, like, with the amount I get, to handle that, I need a full-on super smelter up there at the catchment level. And it's a lot easier to just, you know, burn them. Oh. Annoying machine. All the wood components. And then, once we get back, what I'm planning to do is to start, well, I say start as if, you know, I haven't been doing it. Well, actually, no, I haven't touched too much of the, build area. So, you have a bunch of green blocks that look like moss. We have a palette that we're still working on. I may need a little bit more time to finalize it. But, if it has any texture, the texture is going to be on the outside of the primary hexagon. Okay, so it's gonna look like moss has grown up and around a surface, right? Like someone raised the monolith out of the ocean, and that the monolith has been there for a very long time, so it now has a bunch more. What's the word? It just has a bunch more mass on it. So, fly up to here. I need to get rid of the top last bit, or else we're just gonna have this random, like, glass lantern floating in the nether forever. Oh. And this one's pretty easy to get rid of. Okay. Not too difficult at all. So, I have all of the scaffolding that I can. I run the risk of picking up... Okay. No worries. Always a little bit of an experience when you hear a ghast and you're on the nether roof and you need to sit there and think, am I about to get fireballed? Doesn't seem like we need to worry about that. So yeah, just my playback is watching. This was the outer perimeter that we agreed the farm could fit within. So honestly, I don't know if we need this as much anymore. now that the farm is complete, and when I'm up there... Oh, right, I can give you guys a little demonstration of how the farm works. It should just be pretty simple. It takes 1/3 of the gold, or it takes all the gold that drops in ingot form, and stores it in the form of gold blocks, so I can keep them for later. And it takes the rest, which does not fall naturally in ingot form, and it drops them into, well, it auto-crafts them into ingots, and then, oh, right, the shaders make glass look like that, okay. And then it dumps them right down into a tube. The tube will carry it all the way over. And, God willing, this system will not ever break. I'm gonna break this. I think I can just break all of these, yeah. So, what happens when the machine is turned on? Hit this, and it times a dispensation sequence that will throw out a bunch of gold for the piglins. And then, first, the honey block fires. It crams them into a very specific slot, is where it's sitting on 2 blocks simultaneously. Then, sends them down the system. I fuck with it heavy. Mainly, because this system's let me get, what is that, a double chest of gravel? So yeah, I'm probably just coming back later to AFK it more. Dude, I love this thing. While I'm here, and while that thing's running, I may as well grab the walls and clean up the torches so we don't have a lot of light clutter. See, it feels a lot more cluttery when you have the ability to see it. Like, when you can see further, courtesy of, I don't know, shaders, tend to notice that, yeah, this place has not been tidied up very well. So, all the random stuff up here. And in the event I ever want to make like a, I don't know, like a double speed version of that, all I would need to do is get another 24 piglins into there and put vines on one of the inner chambers. One of the inner chambers that doesn't... Because, fun fact, creatures that are, you know, sitting on a ladder or climbing a vine don't actually get entity crammed, which, you know, intriguing. Yeah. Ah, and then there's a bunch of zombie piglin loot, courtesy of them falling off. Attempt to kill me. Which, fun fact, the fact that I've been using this farm for so long is the reason I'm level 280. If anyone was wondering, like, hey, weren't you level 90 last episode? Yeah, I've been busy. Oh, and with my shaders on, I can now see all the way to the, I can now view all the way, I can look as far away as the... whatchamacallit? As the... Wow, those things have a freakishly long detection rate. That is actually insane. Anyways, yeah. I can actually see as far away as the magma farm. And honestly, now that I have bees at my disposal, I'm kind of thinking about, you know, bee farming. Or building some sort of bee farm in the nether. So that, while I am in the process of making a bunch of stuff like this, like while I'm in the process of leaving these things running in the background, we actually have a bee farm that's just quietly producing a honey and or honeycomb in the background. That'd be pretty nice. Yeah. Also, fun fact, there are a bunch of things that don't get picked up by the system. Like, the last thing we pick up are fire charges. So if you just stand here and you want, like, baby ghasts, you can totally pick up, like, iron boots with soul speed, water bottles, which, come to think of it, I should actually be saving a bunch. Fire... Dude, fire resistance pots? Yes. Oh, that's amazing. If I ever have nether work, I have no earthly idea why 1 or 2 items sometimes get jammed, which is weird. Maybe they just come out a little strange. But yeah, stand here. I am sometimes able to pick up items like dried ghasts, which, as an aside, you know, if you're making a path, you could use these as, like, rocks. I mean, you could also use them to make regular ghasts. Like, I would... Like, we could... Let's not be a bunch of fucking lunatics here. But you have unlocked some interesting build capacity in using these as, you know, build block. Anyways, I am thinking that this system, this storage system, could use a little bit of an overhaul, because any of these items that I need, right, like gravel, or blackstone, or fucking iron nuggets, I will probably need them in semi-large amounts. So I was actually thinking of getting a shulker farm, which would probably be our episode. We'd want that done before episode maybe 20. Wow. I know our base isn't much of a looker, but wow, this place looks nicer with shaders. Golly. Oh, dude, Turtle Island. If you just like look at it out the side of your eye, you can see like little bits of the torches. Okay. You know what? I do fuck with this place pretty heavy. A lot of these mountains are gonna get blown up though, and it's not just me making a random threat like, oh yeah, these mountains are gonna get blown the fuck up so I can have more, I don't know, like more space for colonialism. No, I mean like actually these. I'm okay with the naturally gen mountains, but I think if this is a forever world and we're spending like massive amounts of time in it, I think I can do better. I know, it's cocky. That's a really cocky thing to say, to be like, I think I can do better than Mojang. No, which is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I think I can build better than the engine. Oh. Damn, am I just out of... I'm out. Flowers. Yes, 51. Next up. No? This... Oh, wait, she is. Okay. Ooh, and I love the sunbeams coming through the mountains. That is actually something I fuck with pretty heavy. How do we try to keep the mountains in their organic, like, semi-natural forms? I just have a question. Nice try. Nice try, little buddy. I think that bee is stuck. I was gonna see if I could build a second one on top of first layer, and if that would be a visible way to harvest honey, because they may still get mad at you if you harvest it like that. It may need to be like a long strand. Okay. Yeah. And given the way I get through fireworks, we're probably going to be done with them by the end of the episode. Not even kidding that much. So let me just all of this stuff out. And we'll do two things. First order of business is to chuck everything into the second order of business is to go upstairs, run the boom 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 machine. Oh, you know how it goes. Bunch of these get filled up. Run over. And we check that the farm still has an adequate amount of... Or we check that the super smelter still has an adequate amount of fuel. Ah, that'll do. That should be okay. Yeah. By the time we run back from across that little land bridge, I wager like half of that stuff's gonna be gone. Then, get a bunch more stone and resume work on hexagon internal, the internal hexagon. Best part is I don't know, it just takes the items out. So also, part of me was realizing that even though we are kind of used to being broke, kind of used to being a couple of broke boys, well, a singular broke boy should invest in getting. I mean, it's. Gonna I'm gonna effectively burn through my capacity to store stone, or my total carry capacity in a few minutes of. Well, okay, I can maybe do a few layers. Too much more, and we're completely out. This thing I do over. What's up? You know, I've always wondered what happens if you escape and disconnect while elytra flying. I should know. I should have done this enough times that I would know, but I don't. We're gonna build this this like artificial chunk arrow all the way up to build. I'm seeing a lot of things that look like ores at the bottom of the Oh. Oh, there's just a massive amount of copper ore. Ocean. It's cool. Yes. This looks like something a world gen mod would add. You know? after this stream, we're going to have to sit down and take a good long look at ourselves, or take a good long look at what we'd like to do in this place, outer shell wise. Thing I could do is I could blow a bunch of holes in the side, make it look like it was, you know, accidental wear and tear. It's gonna be a while before we're that tall, though. Still, it's at least hours until. Oh, sorry, a few hours until run off to the gym. Six item 6,140. By the time I completely empty out my inventory, it's probably gonna be 9,005, 9,004. As soon as we're ready to go for the second batch. I feel like lava casting this would have been quite a bit easier. No, because you need, okay, the whole area would need to be water for me to, right. I was gonna be like, actually, why didn't I? Before I realized it's water hitting flowing lava makes cobblestone. Lava hitting static water, or hitting, like, source block water, is what makes stone. Yeah. If I wanted to do this, I would need to make sure this was all, like, source block water, which might be about as difficult as doing this. And then... Oh, yeah, then I need... Okay, yeah, I need the lava. Then I would need to hit this with lava while somehow making sure that despite the fact that this is all source block water, it didn't pull out to the sides. Kind of an impossible task. Actually, wait. Let me check if it's impossible before I just talk out my ass. I wanna make sure. Can you lava cast stone? Huh. Guy who says you can lava cast stone. Let me see this guy's technique. It produces flowing lava. Okay. Come down onto water to any other permutation just creates a stone or cobble stone. I kind of see the vision. The way he's demonstrating it feels like it will take more effort. Lava cast like large blocks of stone. Especially considering the fact that I can, effectively like generate stone for zero cost. It literally costs the firework to fly up there, and then to hit a button with Yes, I. Yes, I could. But I would need all of this to be water. One of you is going to drop a trident for. Actually, come to think of it, here would be a pretty decent place to make a trident farm. Or a copper farm. But I don't know if I would. I don't know if I need copper enough to do that over. Wow. On weird underwater caves. I don't know if I need copper enough that I would do that or just I killed a drown the other day that held a trident. And then I was realizing, like, wait, I should have done the trick with nautilus shells where you throw them a nautilus shell and sometimes they pick it. I think I have a plan that may work. Let's try. Like up here. Very quickly go close to maximum world height as I can. From max height, water all along one side, and then stone along one side. And we'll see if lava hitting at one side but slightly higher. And we'll see if stone hitting flowing non-source lava produces a I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Buckets of water and however many buckets of lava we have readily available. Experiment. Things first. Lava at a slightly low. Oh. So, what I ideally think will happen, put down a lava bucket, spreads. That's cobble. Oh, wait. Huh? It's really weird. Why did this turn to stone when none of the others did? Cobble. Cobble. Is it because the lava was above? Like, height-wise? It seems to be the product of hitting source water. And we all know that when water hits cobble, or when water hits flowing lava, it creates cobble or obsidian. Yes. Experiment worked. And it would help if I wanted to make incredibly, like, thick walls. Fortunately, not what I want. Unless, hold on, time out. If I take lava, fuck. Should have realized that one would have happened. Sorry, what I was planning to do was to put it like a block above and see if its fall would produce. Yeah, part of me thinks it would simply be less effort to do a lava cast and like make this entirely out of cobble. But the thing is, then it doesn't look like terrain that was raised out of the ground. It's artificial. It's worth a try, right? If I did want to build up really well, I could separate this into segments, like partition by dirt, and then I could pour water onto one, and then pour lava on top of it as far as the lava would reach. But my concern with that is that that's just the same amount of effort as... Like, that's just the same amount of effort as... In fact, no. That's more effort than what it would take to build... Just build the thing out of smooth stone. Sorry, old people. Old Minecrafter brain. To build this out of stone. You know? You feel me? Like, for all the stone we've got, we've barely gone up any. I could make adding all the moss and the other stuff like a contest. Oh, dude, you know what I could totally do with these like these big structures? Aside from like connect them up, Civ 6 style. What I could do is I could like just carve faux like fake holes in the sides of some of them, and then in those sides I put like villagers. Uh, it, wonder if I'll be able to make it time before my inventory is completely bare of stone. I can't believe I'm gonna be building one of these for like every. Oh, oh my god, you know what I should do? If any biome has its own like specific villager type, like let's say I'm building like one of these stone stacks, but for acacia biome, or the acacia biome, right? I just go kidnap a bunch of acacia villagers and I bring them back here in minecarts, and I load them into like a breeder on the inside. I could do the same for spruce. I could do the same for. Oh my god, jungle and swamps have their own villager types. Yeah, I could make one of these like miniature stacks for every biome. If this was just a little bit more round, I could do a very dollar store parkour spiral. I know you guys know about parkour spiral. Dude, something else I could do. I could have like little islands where there's like little holes in the side where there's like gash. Then inside the gash we put like miniature, like mini biomes, like mini versions of the top biome. So for example, if I make this like the oak one, if I make this one the like a specific type of biome, we can just carve holes in the sides, and if it's like sunflower plains, we put like a tree, a sunflower, and like miniature like just beads. barely taken this thing high up enough that high enough up that we are starting to get spawns on the lower panel, lower walkways. It's fine. Honestly, I feel like this is a pretty good size for like a biome. This is my stock of stone and cobble going to hold out longer? Yeah. Oh, and don't even get me started to the point where we build up beyond this and we're juggling for space with the mob spawner. That's just gonna be me sitting here chugging invis pots, and if the invis pots ever fail, I need to get shot. I'll fall off the edge. I'll get shot off the edge, and then I'll quickly course correct. That zombie who wants to kill me is gonna have to do like a fucking half marathon. Half marathon and then get close enough for me to stab. I could give the gym a miss today and try and build. Get a load of building done. Again, even with all of the fuel that I've stockpiled, don't get me wrong, I have stockpiled quite a amount. There. I don't know if it's gonna be it. Oh, and then when these are all done, we can connect with boots. Oh, actually, it wouldn't need to. It wouldn't necessarily have to be the. It could connect like the bottom of the hills. Some sort of interconnected, some interconnectedness. Oh, wow. All of the stone we got was able to get us about that much of an increase in height. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna need to level up my. It's not even my stone farming game. Well, it kind of is my stone farming. I'm basically stone bankrupt. And that wasn't even another full load. Giggity. Wow, this is gonna be a long build. Oh, and then detailing the outsides and edges. Don't get me wrong, I could make this a little bit easier on myself. I could elect to just, what was I gonna say? I could elect to just intersperse most of the build blocks with cobble. Like, I could partially build out of cobble, partially build out of stone. That or I just build a super smelter. Or I resolve to just sit at my AFK stone farm for like a yeah, I do need to leave. Maybe I just need to take like half an hour, run this farm. Actually, no. I don't have the storage space to run this farm for half an hour. Decisions. All the stone up stuff. Just become a cobblestone transporting machine. But I should have kept the fireworks on me in case I fell off. Don't know why I'm worried about falling off like that. That's a bad thing. I can just like cobblestone. I can just cobble pillar my way up, like a build. Pokebox. But yeah, this is this okay. This thing averages. This thing has a production average of I mean this smelter as a whole, well fueled, has a production average of approximately 8 items per 8 second. So one full smelt that this does, it produces 8 items. I think I place faster than that. In fact, I'm quite sure that I place blocks faster than that. So, what are my options here? Slow down the rate at which I place blocks, you know, instead of like I could like 1-1. I could do that. And that would certainly mean that we are keeping an equitable speed. But I don't it's just dumb as hell. Nobody would want to do that. So, what I may do is I may build a second one of those. Like a second smelter. And then see, I don't know how I'm gonna share the fuel inventory 2 ways. I may just build them like next to each other. And then like just like fuel them independently. So if I have like a double chest of items, 27 fuel sources go into one, 27 fuel other. I figure that could work. Also, unironically, that same design, the one where it's like three hoppers all feeding something, that is actually a pretty good design for mass composting huge amounts of compostable items. Yeah. Tremendous amount of bone meal. You ever need like 1 billion bone blocks for something? I was gonna be like, who would ever use, and then I stopped and I was like, looking down at myself in the process of using God knows how many stone, and thinking about all the mega projects I've done in the past, and I'm like, fine. You can use large amounts of blocks. I mean, shit. There are some builds that would look nice with bone blocks. Be hard pressed to name them, but you could build animal skeleton. Oh, dude, you should be able to make bone blocks the way that you make logs. Like, you can turn 4 pieces of wood into logs, except they have the texture on every side. Totally be able to do that to bone blocks. And then, be able to take the bone block, put it in a stone cutter, and you can get, like, an alternate bone block. And you could call it, like, bone block cross-sectional. And it's just going to be the circular part that looks like the inside of a bone, the spongy part on the inside of a bone, on all 6 sides. Yeah. That's my addition. Mojang, I'm currently unemployed. Isn't it weird that I've done all this before I elected to go up there and finish building finish the topmost layers of the mob farm? Aren't I eclectic as hell? once I'm done with this, it's next on the docket list. Potentially make some tweaks to the farm up there, so that instead of just a mere 31,000 or less than half an hour of AFK, in fact probably less than like 25 minutes, that farm up there will now be able to contain. Let's see, if I just triple the amount that currently exists, we should have a farm that can handle 1,000, as in triple in addition to what's already up. 120,000 items. Oh, sorry, no. Yeah, it can store 120,000 items worth of cobble. Don't know. I don't know what the next part of the plan is. Real difficult one is gonna be when I decide to do one for the end biome. I need to make one of these pillars entirely out of redstone. Oh, God help me. This has been a challenging build. That's gonna be a... You know what? I may as well just find, like one of the... I may as well just find an end island that chisel the whole thing out. Even if they don't all go this tall, because this one's gonna be extraordinarily tall on account of the whole... on account of the whole being... like, needing to contain all the way up there. This is still gonna use up a tremendous amount of resources. Oh, dude, and don't even get me started on what I'm gonna need to get the one that's, like, made of skulk. My God, I may need to make half of these towers like Deep Slate. Actually, no, Deep Slate's only... it seems to be something you only see, like, below sea level. Or at a substantial distance below sea level. Honestly, if we're assuming this isn't, like, you know, the ground's been raised up... like, it's not negative space. It could, in theory, look pretty... to be. I think. And this is gonna be, like, one of the tallest ones. I will say that much. Like, all of the others, they're gonna be substantially shorter than this. Takes me about 9 stacks to go one full. Assuming I'm going from sea level to build height. Currently at... oh, 107. Okay. Assuming I want to go that high. So, just seeing a bunch of drowned surface. How hard could it be to make a trident farm that, like, sits inside the kill chamber? I know these annoying little birds are. Like an AFK, no player involved Trident farm. You have them try and get to like a turtle egg or something. Whoa. Perfect height to get here from the seafloor. From like middle of the water column. I think once it's built, we should do things to give the impression that it's completely solid in the middle. I don't know. Can't think of any, but it would be pretty funny if we could scam that hard. This feels like filling the walls of an ocean. Except, or blocking off water column. Except, that one's a lot easier because you just take a gravity block. 40 minutes ago. Yeah, that's a lot of drowned. Plus, now they glow. If them got tridents, no. I would love a trident. I put Riptide on it and go ham. Also already giving the smelters a bunch of extra time to run. By taking, you know, like brown mud excursions. You know, I could fit in one of these giant, like, industrial stacks. I could totally fit a bunch of, like, the farms that I currently have. Like the bamboo farm and whatnot. I could totally fit that in here. Light up the bottom. Dude, we could put a kelp farm in the water. We could put a kelp farm. What else? Like mini turtle farm. If we hatch turtles inside this area, totally raise turtles in here. I like the best iron farms, the ones that have like a really big footprint. large. Micro tree farm might, provided we didn't put it too close to the edge, it ends up like blowing a hole in the outside. What other farms in addition? The villager farm that we had in 13 provided, that we had in 15. Totally put one of those in here, except it would need to be somewhere. What's the word? It would need to be somewhere like, okay, we need to build the 4 modules separately. Basically, the current way the farm works is it's one conjoined. There's one villager in the center, and there's like basically 4 simps who collect food. Wanted to do that in here, but we would is to segregate the 4 units somehow, which I don't think would work. Farm that may fit is the big melon pumpkin farm that we've built like times. We built it in 13, we built it in 14, we built it in 15. Would have built it in 14 if we'd lived long enough. Hello, Mike. But basically, we could... Okay, there's a bunch of mini farms we could... Fuck. There's a bunch of mini farms we could fit inside here. But I think our best bet... Oh, this is just my forever world. Oh, if you mean that specific build, we are building a giant Civ 6 hexagon that goes up to there, and is gonna be covered in moss, sea life, various other things. And yeah, it's gonna look like it was raised from the ocean a long time ago. I definitely need one more of these. Could I just like mirror it across itself? You know, I probably could. Time out. Put in a second pair of hoppers, second pair of chests. And then we build another completely identical version of this farm, mirrored laterally. And then I probably need to move my AFK hole somewhere else. Just so that I don't... Just so I don't need to... Then... Honestly, these 2 should produce more than enough stone for our needs. Well, okay. 2 of them working in conjunction with each other will produce more than enough stone. 2, like... We could make sure that we get to a point where we always have fuel. So that'll be pretty handy. But... I'm trying to decide if it's more fiscally responsible to do that, or just say, fuck it, I'm going to build an entirely new catchment system. Like, I'm gonna build a completely new super smelter. Because on a micro scale, right, that one, it works pretty well. I mean, for the amount of resources we need, it works pretty. But compared to like a full-sized super smelter, it's like, you know, 32 blocks long. It averages out about 4 times the output of this. I could see that being... I could see that being a better decision, like a better financial decision. No? Ooh. Nice. And thankfully this isn't in the form of GST vouchers, so we can buy alcohol. Actually, no. I'm just gonna spend it on not being poor. I'm gonna spend the money on not being, what's the word? Oh yeah, not being a bum. Or, I need a 4th of... fuck. Yeah. That's the story I'm going with. I don't know if you're doing anything illicit with your money, but you probably shouldn't say it in a, you know, public Twitch chat if you're doing anything illicit with your money. Actually, no, this isn't gonna be enough. Holy shit. Remember, Big Brother's always watching. Because we don't have flock cameras doesn't mean they aren't, you know, well, same people wouldn't do the same thing to our government. Clever, good play. Two on each side. Next up, cobblestone. This moss farm's good, but we need like, well, actually, no. I think this moss farm is good enough for our current needs. Like, if I need a shitload of moss farm, I will. If I need a shitload of moss farmed, I will do something about it. Oh, and I completely forgot all the barrels and whatnot that need to. Fortunately, we have a bunch of bamboo logs just being condensed down there. Stop. This in middle. One. I probably should put some slabs. Boat. Boats. Here. Here. Whoops. To be a chest boat. Chest boat. Next up, we should be able to tuck a walls. Any wall should do. Except we don't have enough for more cobblestone walls. Brilliant. Next install. Walls. God damn it, I keep using the wrong boat. Right in the middle. Nudge it forward by a few molecules. There. Brilliant. That is the fueling bay. Next up. Bunch of barrels. It's the item reception bay. All that time, we've only made a little bit more stone. Yeah, I guess doubling the efficiency of the super smelter was a pretty. Next good idea should be to make a lava farm. I mean, I know we have one sitting over there, but that's really not gonna cut it in the big piece. You know, I have no idea. Or you can ask. Probably if enough people get online, I could probably just be like, forget end stream Jackbox time. Jackbox say things we wouldn't say to people in public. No, we all kind of. I just kind of assume if they're not like, you know, calling for me to shoot the shit with them that they're busy. I really do be living in the trenches. I think the time for a better iron farm is nigh. One more. I need 12 more hoppers. 12 more hoppers is 60 pieces of iron. That's a sizable amount. And this goober here isn't being helped because he fucking suffocate to death in the wall. If he dies in there, does his iron pop out? Wondering. Okay, dying from suffocation is so much slower than... Yeah, him dying from suffocation is so much slower. Oh, isn't they should be free? $12 more iron. I need 10 more hoppers. If I want that amount of iron, I'm gonna be waiting for like half an hour. How am I so everything else rich and so iron poor? Time out. Let's go check the piglin bartering station. Because, if I'm not mistaken, one of the top items that thing drops is iron nuggets, which potentially all these out. These out. It'll cram all of these bad boys into iron ingots. Actually have enough, okay. 10. 12. Theoretically need one more barrel. Okay, 8 barrels. That should be enough. Thank you, emergency stockpile. Four. Go 1. Tab. Watch. It's on. Balls. Before I do that, I need a... Oh. Left with pair of functional... pair of functioning... what's the word? Should be left with a pair of functional super smelt. So. Up here. Just going to get enough so that I can feel the thing. It'll burst. Of course, after this, we're going to have to go on a little bit of an AFK sesh. After this spot of building, we're going to gather more coal, courtesy of our wither skeleton. It's the altered. This is the to smelt with. Okay. This is all receiving this amount of fuel. Take a bunch of cobble. One of those chests end up happening. It's all ready to go. And we will effectively be producing smooth stone at double the rate. God willing. Hell, even if God doesn't will it. Stone up. It's like we're just gonna have two smelters running at continuous, like, full bore. We want to keep the balances. We want to keep the equation balanced, so equitable amount of stone, comparable amount of stone in each of the. I forget just how fast these amplified, like, max speed unloaders go. Like 2.5 times in a second, they will take 8 items up. Honestly, pretty big fuss. Yeah. Isn't what I... Oh, hold on. Hey, let me just take the stuff downstairs. Box. All of these up. Still not enough to fill one shelter box, but that's okay. Actually, maybe we do need to work on, like, fuel farming solutions. What can I do? I wonder. I think I can fix this. This stuff should start producing quite a bit more on, like, a much longer time scale. Oh. Actually, I functionally doubled the rate at which I produced stone. Oh. Maybe it's finally going to be able to keep up with the rate at which I'm building. Potentially. And yeah, there are a bunch of micro farms I could put inside here. For example, this is just me rattling them off. Okay, smaller version of my melon farm, smaller version of my pumpkin farm, glowberry farm, a wheat farm. It's like a single one of the modules that we used in season 15, but a lot smaller. Wheat farm, beetroot farm, carrot farm, potato farm, kelp farm is on the agenda. Potentially cocoa bean farm. I would say sugarcane and Sugarcane and bamboo farms, both are given. Oh, lava farm. We could like segregate this into layers, like it's a like this is a big can of Lay's, and we're stacking wedge-shaped chips in the middle. And then one of those layers could just be this big gallery where it's a bunch of 2x2 or like 3x3 panels of lava that are dripping directly onto a bunch of cauldrons in a similar shape. Stone. Oh shit! I forgot the big one. Dripstone farm. You know what? Fuck it. Dripstone farm. Sulfur farm. So you have sulfur and dripstone, which use basically the same growing mechanics. And then we just put two of those farms like right next to each other. Buddy, buddy. Oh, another one. Mud converter. That is what gotta be one of my top few like micro farms. That's like it has a really small footprint, but its output is actually worth it. Like it is worth the hype. This behemoth build is me building is part of a series of future behemoth builds where I make these giant hexagons. Well, actually, they don't all need to be hexagon. Basically, I want it to look like some ancient force just raised terrain out of the ground, and then it was allowed to grow like mossy and old. So this first one's a hexagon. Maybe some others will be a pentagon. Maybe some of them will be like a octagon or like a septagon, or just like a big fucking square. But anyways, what we're doing is we're laying down the stone shell, which we're going to indent and scar with things like TNT and like little bits of like fake cracks that are just stairs and walls, placed like in a way to trick the eye. And then we're gonna moss up the sides. We're just gonna take a bunch of blocks that form a green to stone gradient, and then we're gonna just like muss up all the walls until it looks like it's been here so long that it's grown like a layer of moss or barnacles climbing up the side. And this one is probably, each of them's gonna have like a biome theme. This one's probably just gonna be like flat out, nothing interesting plains biome. But it's going to contain a few farms, as you would expect with something that has like a surface area like this, you know. Then maybe we may make one that does, it's like a fake snow farm, and on the inside it's just a bunch of snow golems. Oh, actually, you know what? If I'm making one of these that's meant to simulate like an icy biotope, what I should do is I should put the pumpkin farm in that. Because what do you associate more with Christmas than snowmen, right? Well, actually, I associate like Father Christmas. Such a funny thing that some people say. Some people say Father Christmas. Right? We're all talking about Santa, and those people you can tell have come from places that took more from French in the formation of like the native Creole. Because Père Noël is what they call Santa. Yeah, I mean, I hope it looks dope as hell. We haven't decided like a uniform shape. Oh, wait, how did that spider aggro on me from that far away? Oh right, it's just his natural wall climbing reflex. Okay. I like big mega projects like this, like big terrain defining mega projects. And if I decide that it doesn't look like up to snuff once I put the first outer layer, because the outer layer is gonna be full blocks. It's gonna be things like mossy stone bricks. It's gonna be stuff like full moss blocks and green concrete powder above the water level. Potentially even some like green terracotta like down below the. What I can do is I can make all of this more textured by putting walls up on the sides. And that would actually be pretty. That would make this thing look so much more textured. I don't know if you know that building trick on like diagonals. If you're building a wall like this, and then you put like the actual wall blocks on the edges, it just looks so much classier. Matter of fact, hold on. Oh wait, I was gonna say let me log off and show you what I mean in the form of Hollow Hardcore 15. But I am currently doing a replay mod. So what I did on Hollow Hardcore 15 was I made walls out of mud and jungle, packed mud bricks and jungle wood. So it was this very unique, like, human skin color. And I know you're about to stop me and be like, there's like 50 different human skin colors. I meant like 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 beige brown. Like beige brown. Anyways, I built one of those, and for the corner detailing, because it was a small build, it was like a detail over scale build. What I did was I think I took like mossy I took mud brick walls. Then I took brown glass panes. And I think there was one intermediary block like jungle fence. Actually, you know what? I can show it to you as soon as I'm done with these 4 stacks of stone in my inventory, which won't take long. 4 stacks of stone is less than one complete layer on this godforsaken thing. Basically, I found a way to make the corners, especially when you're building on a diagonal, I found a way to make the corners look so much more well-defined, and it's kind of insane. I kind of fuck with it pretty heavy. Fortunately, this is all of the stone that I have to place. Probably a little bit more in the smelter, but it probably makes more sense for me to just leave those smelters running like a bunch of the time. Then after streaming, probably going back to the Wither Skeleton farm. It's weird. Imagine going to a Wither Skeleton farm with the singular purpose of getting more coal blocks. Like, yeah, the bone blocks, you can take them or leave them. The Wither Skeleton skulls, yeah, I don't need that many more. But the coal blocks, those are you're like farming them. Honestly, if not for the fact that coal could be compacted into blocks and could be used as such an insanely good fuel source, I might not have built that farm. I might have been like, yeah, beacons don't really need them. I may have just decided like, fuck it, lava farming is the way. But still do that. I mean, shit, I could make one of these towers with the singular purpose of farming lava. Oh wait, I could make one that looks like the Nether. Might be cool. Like a Nether themed version of one of these. Yeah, it's basically meant to look like someone stole terrain from another world and just layered it here. Unfortunately, one, not a lot of detail on it yet. Two, really, really, really resource intensive. Like hella resource intensive. Let's pause recording, stop recording. And how much more have we made? 1, 2, 3 point something. 1, 2. We have placed the better part of 1 filled inventory. And in return, the machine has smelted for us maybe like 5 stacks. So yeah, I may need a super smelter. Super smelter may be in the works. But for here, what I was thinking of doing, make the edges a lot like better textured. Because you can see the early parts where I built like squares, and then I didn't texture the edge. Well, I guess call this texturing, but I didn't put like an adequate full amount of texturing on the edges. Versus where I built here, and I absolutely put enough texturing on. So I built with oh yeah, that's right, dripstone. I used dripstone, I used mud, and I used stripped jungle. But on these corners where I didn't want the corners to be like sharp angular like snap transitions, what I did was I put packed mud walls, because you can't, for some reason you can't just do packed mud walls, you need to do packed mud brick walls. And then I did fence, and then I did brown panes. And detail wise, this is one that I had to work pretty hard on. because I'm not naturally that detail oriented, including but not limited to using the reverse end of shelves to make the internal to make the internal face of this panel. And all this actually holds is my dripstone farm, which is kind of silly. I mean, whatevs. I mean, if it works, it works, right? And we still do refer back to this world for inspiration quite a lot of the time. Now we even have a little bit of pointed dripstone here. That's nice. A little bit of a surplus. And we did something similar on the lava farm. We built on a diagonal, except we did, I think this is, oh wait, no, this is light brown. Oh, this may be light gray. Anyways, we built like this on diagonals. And are there any more examples of diagonal build? No, but here I might have done sandstone walls. Hello, Chippy. Welcome back to the stream. I was just reviewing my old builds to decide how much we were going to go ham on like the angular builds. So, if you will notice here, I've built these. It's going good. How's everything on your end? Just reviewing my old hardcore world that I bit the big one in because I needed not inspo. I needed to see how I did diagonals when I was like very when I was like tryharding it. So these two have somewhat similar diagonals. It's nice. Yeah. So walls as a transition between like a flat diagonal, I if I wanted to go full tryhard, I did walls and then I did fence, then I did panes. So it's 3 layers of depth, and when the build is viewed from slightly further away, if you ignore the fact that the roof is slightly wonky, because I didn't have time to finish that. But if you view it from further away, with your eye line closer to ground level, it looks a little bit more textured. Same with here, because I did the whole wall, another wall, because there's no wood that is like the same as this. I could do it with jungle wood, I could do it with mangrove. Neither looks elite, and yeah. And then these like this like funny post design that I was like I was spitballing like what to do with these design wise, and then I made this for shits and giggles, and I looked at it and I was like, oh no, that's actually okay. Anyways, if I'd done this with here, I may have had to find a different gradient block, like a bamboo fence, or potentially something else green. And if I had lived long enough to finish building the fucking Slaverytron 9000, which is my villager trade farm, it's like this may genuinely be one of the most evil machines I've ever built. Because the whole bottom layer was entirely farmers, and I was gonna add like a different layer for every job type. Kind of evil, right? It's kind of evil as shit. But anyways, I have these non-lossless. I have these bamboo farms that are not lossless. They're actually quite high loss, and yeah, building on diagonals is hard. But actually, when you build on a diagonal, you have a few more options design-wise, like I did here. Than I did like here. Because if I'm building like a mostly square build and I want to texture it, I need to use like a matching two of wood or to make trapdoors, slabs, trapdoors, uh, shelves, and potentially use signs as like a counter texture, as like a counterweighted texture. In in the English language, when you're talking about someone's writing, you call it like contrapunto, which is counterpoint. So what that means is like if I'm making an argument and I want to head off like what someone else is, or like sorry, if I'm making like a literary argument and I want to head off someone's claim, you would call it like a contrapunt. So basically, stone farm, the farm that we have to process stone may not be enough, and building on diagonals, we could actually make them look kind of nice. So what I would need to do for that is to gather a comically large amount of stone fences or stone walls. Then, when I built on the diagonals, actually we could do a little bit of a test. I could just take some stone. I throw like 17 in a stone cutter. The oh wait, what? Stone brick walls, cobblestone walls, I'm sorry, can you not make stone walls? Am I... Am I having a fucking episode right now? Wait, I swear to God. I swear to God, stone walls used to be in Minecraft. Minecraft stone wall. Minecraft smooth stone wall. What the fuck? Am I having a psychotic episode? Did I just imagine a block that doesn't exist? Am I fucking Avery right now? Except instead of like imagining a like something a world saving a world that doesn't exist. I'm just imagining a Minecraft block that never existed. I know you can do it with every other kind of stone. Like I could take diorite and make a diorite wall. I don't know why I do that. I Okay, this is proof that I may need to be on antipsychotics because I may have just fucking Mandela effect imagined a block that doesn't exist. I am quite sure though. Okay, actually, you know what? I do play a lot of modded Minecraft. There's a distinct possibility it's an addition added by modded Minecraft, and then I played it thinking it was vanilla. Then I suddenly got shocked that it wasn't there. Basically, this farm is having little fuck up moments because golems die. Sure, I guess. But the items, I'm not ever sure if the items. Oh, never mind. The items do pop out. Okay, so I guess it's just slowing down the farm's efficiency. Okay, am I going insane though? I guess I must be because okay, you know why? You know why I feel like I'm going insane? Take stone, right? 3 in a row. It makes a stone slab. Put 3 in a row, you get a fucking get you put like a you make them into a pyramid pattern, get stone stairs. Why the hell can you not do that with stone like stone? Why the hell can you not just like make and more importantly, why are there no smooth stone stairs? What type of deranged lunatic decided that should be the case? I mean, a deranged lunatic who works at Mojang. So if I want to do that thing with the texturing, I would need to make a bunch of andesite walls. Sometimes I feel like I'm playing this game and then I'm going a little bit loopy. Okay, okay, it's not a little bit, it's a lot of it. It's a lot of it loopy. I feel like I'm losing my mind a little. But I mean, okay, apparently stone walls don't exist. And if I want to make this thing look like it has a not textured, but if I want to make this thing look like it's got a softer edge, so for example, when I'm here, right, when it's 2 blocks here, I build like a wall here. When it's 2 blocks like this, I build this, and then when it gets to the part where it's just like 1 by 1, I do it on either side, so it looks like so it looks like it's suddenly or much better textured. I really do worry sometimes. I'm I'm at a loss for words. Like I swear to God, this thing was working a while ago. Thankfully, this farm works. Watching it work makes me happy. Yeah, just watching the farm go makes me happy. Ah. And you'd think it's all the big things that I'd be happy about, right? Like, I'd be excited that this farm's making iron and other stuff. Blackstone... Okay, Blackstone's actually gonna be... I have like a mega build planned. But honestly, just getting mass amounts of gravel is pretty fun. It's pretty good for me. Because of our no duping rule. What the hell is that? Oh! Okay. So at some point in the past, a ghast spawned. And then it shot a fireball. And it lit up a bunch of the terrain. And I only noticed because I now have a much greater render distance because I'm using sodium. Well, actually, yeah, because I've started using sodium and iris. For the first time in a while. Back to the sand farm. Pokébox gather up a bunch of sand. Now, this sand, we, like, on a system, we've decided that we can't use this sand to make, Jesus, this room's dark as shit. Decided that, on a system, we're not going to use the sand from this farm to make any glass, because glass is infinitely obtainable if you are willing to do a bunch of villager trades. Something that is not infinitely available is sand, which is paradoxical. But, either way. Oh. Game okay. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go through and check that the... gonna go through and check the farm's working. Yep, I hope this isn't a precursor to a crash. And... Alright, this is the Wither Skeleton farm that was proof, like, bunked. Wait. The fuck, dude? Where's my end portal? Where's my chunk loader? What the hell, man? That should, like, activate while I was gone? I'm out. I know this farm, I know the gold farm produces a bunch of... ender pearls, so I should be fine if I just stand here for a little. Oh, right, and we shouldn't leave the loaded area while this is here. Because doing that can cause a little bit of a function. Over here. Okay, and as soon as we get an ender pearl, the pearls, but they are the items that were going to be destroyed anyways, so don't really care. Okay, this may take a while. News is the chunk loader doesn't work, so it's probably not so bad. Actually, wait, hold on. Time out. Do I just have ender pearls in any of these chests? I'm just gonna sit here and wait for it. Call me Aaron Burr the way I'm willing to wait for it. Oh, oh, oh. Yep. Okay, 4 ender pearls. Nice. I pick a bad time to turn off the machine. Oh. Shit, it looks like if you turn off the machine prematurely, it Oh, wait, did they just all get angry at me? Oh, shit. Oh, shit, the piglins are hurting each other. I gotta be careful of that in future. Dude, I would not like to have to remake the farm again. Except this time I build all of the shit I needed to make it the first time. And then I ensure there's no spear piglins. That shit sounds agonizing. Just need to make sure, I guess I just need to make sure they never get to see me. Like, no unbroken line of sight. Oh, that's basically all I needed. I could run the farm in AFK mode for a little bit longer, but wasn't really necessary. I will admit though, this is pretty fun to watch. Plus, if I remember, wow. Oh, right. The end does look pretty good with shades. Plus, one thing you can do with that end, like the end receiving platform, is I believe it to mine almost anything like it has Silk Touch. So if I made a really good cobblestone gen, and I just had it pipe the items into that, it would come out as if they were Silk Touch. It's pretty cool. You know what? Hold on. Let me leave some ender pearls here in case the thing comes up again. One other thing I can grab is a comically large amount of gravel. More importantly, are they going to kill the guy with the spear yet? I don't know how many piglins are going to get hurt if they attempt to... Because the spear fighter, the guy who fights with the spear is just like, just mental. I think you can only like naturally stop the farm when it runs out of gold, which is a little ways away from happening. The plan with all of the gravel and sand. Well, sign of the reason I want chests is because waterlog them. This is what I do when I need like build power. Oh, fuck. Well, actually, reason that is so that I can do specific color combination. Well, actually, I'm looking for a very specific block. To use for my dye making, for my coloring purposes. Let's turn it white dyes. That out. Dye. Dye already. Oh, closest to them. So, have here is light. I think I may have made the I may have made the wrong type of. Matter of fact, I'm starting to be quite sure that I made the completely wrong type of code. Okay. Big deal. Put these in no chest yet. Wow, I made a bunch of those. And then I'm gonna realize because I got the exact amounts for both, I'm actually running a little bit low. So, hello, my friends. How much stone have we stockpiled? Okay, a little bit more. So, a block that creates a convincing gradient. Then one block over, we'll put down a moss block. Point of reference. This is one of the blocks that's going to go in moss block and potentially azalea leaves that I'm going to use to create the artificial, like, gradient. Like a faux gradient. Spelled F-A-U-X, not F-O-E. But this is restricted by the caveat that these blocks here need to be built above water level. To do a bit of finagling with oh, you know what? While I'm here, I get so little velocity from. Did I bump a villager on the way up? Yes, I must. Take moss blocks. Can be placed on the ground as. But at the moment, I'm just making the equivalent to a mood board. See, they look like siblings. Texture-wise, they look like siblings. Yeah. I guess the next thing on my to-do list is going to be well, okay. So I did get a bunch of sand, which we agreed I couldn't use for glass, but I think it is fair game for me to use this sand for its intended purpose of extending a farm. I'm gonna do fly up with glass panes and a bunch of things. We're going to extend that farm. I'm not gonna do it on camera because you've already seen me build a cactus farm on camera. Well, and that cactus farm is kind of a stopgap measure, so it may not be there. Okay. Anyways, I'm just gonna tab over. I'm gonna end stream, and then next time you see me, we're gonna be working on, well, the rest of that mega build. Yeah, done. Ending stream. Then I'll be going to the gym in about an hour, and I'll probably come back and be working on other stuff in this world. Yeah.